All right, so I have some of my final moments playing Season 4. These are actually some of the better highlights that I've just been kind of saving for a moment where I could just kind of sit here and just no script, just talk about Season 4 a little bit and what I'm looking forward to in Season 5. So let me first start with Season 5. Now, I have to say, overall, I'm actually pretty excited for the entire competitive scene because Embark has finally been paying attention to the competitive scene. They've really been reaching out to us and they're trying to provide a better competitive experience for everybody. And they're going to be having a 100K tournament. And I am so stoked to see that because I feel like that is going to really help this game grow. We're going to finally be seeing tons of household names. You know, you're going to be able to see this person. There's going to be notable names that you might see on jerseys in the future, which is just, it's crazy. I'm like almost overwhelmed at like how exciting this is because I've been in love with this game from, you know, alpha when I played it back then. I've been here for such a long time and I've always been really big into esports. So the fact that I'm finally getting to see the combination of this game with esports is just, I don't know, it's just crazy. And I'm so excited to start analyzing a lot of the pro games, and hopefully I can break down some important information from a lot of the matches that we're eventually going to see in the next year as they go through this 100K tournament. So I'm really, really excited for everything to come there. Another thing I want to talk about is the whole potential meta overhaul and shift. Now, honestly, I'm very concerned with lockbolt launcher, but I'm kind of thinking that like with the recent show match that happened, seeing HML actually win was really, really exciting. And I feel like the new Vortex could be really, really big. We could potentially be seeing that as a meta pick, maybe over stun, maybe over glitch, maybe over frag. I don't know if we're getting a nerf to frag. It could be Vortex plus stun, maybe Vortex plus glitch. We're not too sure, but the meta is honestly going to be really, really interesting to see where it develops. And then on top of that, I'm really just hoping that the lockbolt doesn't become just this hard meta where we're just stuck in CC. If we have stun, if we have Vortex, if we have, you know, lockbolt launcher and other forms of CC in the game like winch, like if all these are meta, I think it could be really frustrating for the casual and competitive side. I don't think limiting the movement options are the way to go. Now, when it comes to Season 4, I kind of want to give some of my opinions about what we saw throughout it. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, the shotgun meta has been alive and strong, and one thing I am very, very concerned about is the fact that like we're not really seeing enough of a meta shift for the competitive scene because the casual scene is just very, very different. Now, things that get nerfed and buffed for the, you know, casual scene is very interesting, I guess, to say the least, because it's not necessarily about what is strong. That's not really what the nerfs are for the casual scene. It's often what the user experience feels like. And when it comes to shotguns, I would say for the most part, casuals just do not enjoy using any shotguns in most games, in most FPS games. So shotguns are never a popular pick. However, in this game, shotguns are the strongest. Like we even saw when the HML team won, it was the M26. We're seeing Model as the most picked on medium, even after multiple nerfs. And then we've also seen SA12 as the go-to meta pick for heavy since the dawn of time, and it has never changed. So I think when it comes to trying to appeal to casuals that want to be, you know, getting into the, you know, competitive side of things, it's really difficult when it's just shotguns. And I always feel like shotguns should be a niche thing. Like maybe on Las Vegas, some teams start pulling out shotguns. I think that would make a lot of sense rather than it being, you know, even on stuff like Seoul or Skyway where it's big open maps, we're still seeing tons of shotgun picks, which just kind of confuses me, I guess. But again, it's just like you nerf that. Like I think a lot of casuals think, well, like we shouldn't nerf it because, you know, it's not that common in casual play, but I don't really know how to approach this because things that aren't really fun in casual play obviously aren't going to be picked that often, but obviously the things that aren't fun in casual play, comp players probably don't want to see them anyways, so I don't really know what the right solution is, but I'm hoping Embark can work something out. And now other things that happen with it, the sponsors and stuff, I think was such a good addition for this season that I'm really excited to see them expand on the whole sponsors, and what they can do in the future is going to be really, really exciting to see. Now, I want to talk about the rank system. I don't really have any issues with RS gain or loss. Like a lot of other people kind of do have some issues with that. My issue is very heavily based on the fact that streamers and high elo players get griefed out because you can see the rank. I think the seeding system is cool, being able to see what seed you are, but just being in a game and seeing that one team is Ruby or Diamond or whatever makes people play really, really differently. All of a sudden, you'll have players who purposely avoid that team, essentially just giving Ruby players or high elo players a completely free round because nobody wants to fight them. Or you have some people who will specifically target you, and then you end up having some games where like the entire lobby is just chasing the streamer around in order to just make sure that they don't go through. So there's not really like the proper competitive integrity that we need in a ranked system. So I really hope that they add some sort of streamer mode, or they add some sort of implication to hide what players are in the lobby, the name of the players, along with hiding the ranks, because while we have that, it's just not a real competitive environment. It's just people sort of name chasing, seeing, oh, this person is a bigger threat, so let's just try and grief him out, which admittedly is something that me and pretty much every other high elo player does. You just kind of have to, because it's going to happen to you. So you can kind of preemptively see, okay, this team is the bigger threat, so let's just focus them out. And unfortunately, we might not be getting that until Season 6, so that is a big unfortunate situation. But regardless, I am really, really excited to see what happens in the future, and I'm more than likely going to be spending a lot more time in scrims and stuff like that, really trying to lock in. Anyways, try and get your team ready for the 100K tournament, and I will see you in the finals.